giving you a slice of unapologetic conversation. Welcome to Straight to Tape. My name is C. Perry II, the Mr. Fantastic of podcastings. Fantastic Four. First, the comedian, professional joke slinger Tico DeGaio. What's good, Tico?
Well, people talk it. I live it all day, every day, twice on Tuesdays, three times on leap years, and other days I just be me. I just be doing me. I just be doing me. That's all.
Just
That's all.
doing you.
That's
Just
hey,
doing
hey,
you.
hey. If I was doing anybody else, they'd know it.
And of course, the first lady of S2T, the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y. What's good, Kate?
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Keisha with a Y, aka Hip Hop Mom, aka Pat and Charlie Mom, aka your mom's favorite mom. And if you
Rockers
don't
and
know what
Jasper.
Pat and Charlie are, then you're probably too young to watch this podcast.
Oh yeah, there's that.
And you never
There's
had no
that.
bobos.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, our social media assassin for the Double Deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob the Actual. What's good, Rob?
For the double deuce, it sounds like a bag of cheap convenience store liquor or something.
Sitting right beside the crazy horse.
Yeah, double deuce. It sounds like it sounds like something hood niggas
Well, that's
go
what
get
we
drunk
used to
off
call
of.
22s.
That's what we used to
That's
call
what we used to
22s,
call
double
22s.
deuces.
Double deuces.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them double deuces.
I got my deuce
Cackalacky.
and my great goose.
Well, he was in Philly. That's that.
Oh,
Deuce a great good. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm in the building. You know what I'm saying? About ready to kick this thing off. Y'all, you already know, man. Ruggedly handsome in this joint, geekishly intelligent. And yeah, we really appreciate y'all checking us out on your favorite podcast, man, on a Tuesday night.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And look, guys, we have an exciting show for you today. We got guests in the house. We got the Veldt coming through. But of course, you can always catch Straight to Tape right here Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Audio version of Straight to Tape is available on your favorite podcasting platforms. Make sure you are following us on your social media platforms: Facebook, IG, Twitter, Straight to Tape. Go over to S2T Media on our YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button and hit that notification button as well. Look, before we get started, guys, tell us how your weekend went.
Fast and
no, it didn't.
and furious. It was like Fast and the Furious 11. It was just like nonstop. Like from as soon as I got off work on Friday, it just kept going and going. And just when you thought we couldn't do it no more, just when you thought it couldn't do it
Boom, back
anymore,
out in the streets.
back out in the streets. It was just like that, man. It was like Tokyo Drift with moped
No,
mud
not even
mud
mopeds.
boggling.
Nope, it's them scooters they have downtown.
Yeah, the scooters
So
mud
we had
boggling.
Tico had a birthday party on Friday night at the Sheraton, and it was also my ex-husband's 50th birthday. So that was wild, and champagne and drinks and just craziness. And then go home and sleep and get up the next day and travel all the way to Carborough. The boys and I had planned like a little celebration for their dad prior to the KRS-One concert. So we did that. We set everything up, and then him and one of his best friends, my cohort, was late, so that all kind of derailed. But then we pulled it back together, and he actually ended up partying with us a little bit. Then we went to the hotel that we had a room at was like walking distance, like 2-minute walk to the venue for KRS-One, Grand Poobah, Shame. Shout out to Shame. Who else was there?
I was there. Lord Jamal.
Yeah. So Poobah comes out. I mean, Shane kills his set as normal. Um, Pooh I took some great shots of Pooh because DJ Finn, actually, Finney and St. Omer, Dunny, whatever you want to call him, Shame's DJ ended up DJing for Brand Nubian as well. But
Wow.
it
Wow.
ended up being Brand Nubian, but it was billed as Grand Poobah. And everybody, since Sadat X lives in the area, thought it was going to be Poobah and Sadat X, but he bought out Lord Jamar. So I got some great shots of them. And then Karis One just killed it as normal. Like, I remember waiting until like 2 a.m. at Kamikazes for Karis One to come, and was mad
Mhm.
the entire time that we were waiting.
Until
Like, what the hell is going on? And he came and washed all that anger away
Mhm.
because he kills a show. The energy was so great. Saw so many people I haven't seen in a while. Um, it was just it was an awesome night. And then the show was over. I think Karis One went over. I don't think, I
Mhm.
know he went over his time, to the point where the engineers like basically shut the shit down, and everybody left, and we went back to the room, and we're drinking and having a good time. Um, Came home, went to sleep, and then slept some more, and then got up and went to London Bridge. It was the first Sunday in a long time that was super warm outside. Bobby and Scotty killed that shit. There were so many people there because it was warm, and made it an early night. Came home and got up on Monday and went to work somehow.
Somehow,
Mm.
some way.
Somehow. Well, I work from home, so me going to work is literally getting up,
She just rode over.
open up my laptop, logging in.
Rode up.
Well, look, yeah, I am glad. I am glad you had a beautiful hip hop time. Definitely.
My
Definitely, definitely,
cup
I'm
definitely.
runneth
recharged. I
over.
think I'm recharged until Roots Picnic. What's that, in June? My
Yeah.
boys are going to see. They're doing a whole Charlotte hip hop thing
Mm-hmm.
on the 17th. I think Tyler. They're going to see Tyler the
Oh,
Creator.
well. You mean the 16th? Because I will be in Charlotte for
Yeah,
that
yeah, the
Tyler the
16th.
Creator
But then
show.
there's
So
another
yeah.
show because they were supposed to go see some other band in Raleigh, like on whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
the day before that, and then go to Charlotte. But they canceled. What's the name of that group? I don't know. But Brockhampton. They like Brockhampton.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's supposed to go see Brockhampton at the Ritz, but they've canceled. Like, I think the band broke up or whatever, so they've canceled
Oh
all their
wow.
shows. And then go see Tyler the Creator. But they're going to see Tyler in Charlotte. They
Mm-hmm.
got their old Airbnb, and they're going
Oh
to
wow.
party like rock stars. Not really. That's a horrible thing to say about your children. But they're going to show see Tyler, and then there's another show on. So Tyler's on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Mhm.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
it's
they're
on
going to see
Wednesday.
Tyler on Wednesday and somebody else in Charlotte on Thursday or Friday.
Wow.
So
Y'all
Yeah.
get them
this
Airbnbs now.
concert season is a nigh,
Yeah.
and we back
But
outside.
yeah, but it's it's nothing beautiful than the hip hop moments of shows, and
Hmm.
especially with you being a hip hop mom, being able to have your hip hop experiences and then seeing your child having those hip hop experiences. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just
It's
beautiful.
dope.
It's
It's
just
dope. It's dope.
beautiful.
It's dope.
But look, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely want to get the show started. Okay, let's take a look at some of the biggest news storylines that's happened over the past week in a portion of the show that we like to call the headline grab.
Grab these headlines.
Stop it. Stop it.
Tease.
What? I said headlines.
Tease.
I said headlines. What
So,
are you talking about?
what headline we going to start with first? You know what? Let's start right here, okay? WNBA star Brittany Griner detained in Russia.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, Brittany Griner, WNBA All Star, also gold medal winner, has actually been detained in Russia for the past 3 weeks for a charge that she was found with hashish. She
Oil.
was found with hash. Yeah, she was found with hash oil. And Brittany Griner, during the non WNBA portion of the year, she plays professional basketball and has been playing professional basketball for years in Russia, uh, which is no different from any other player, WNBA player, that plays overseas during the WNBA off season.
Mhm.
But now in the era where we have a war
Cold
going
War
on,
Part 2, at least.
yeah, we got a war going on between Russia and the Ukraine, and the State Department. The State Department this past weekend, ordered U.S. citizens out of Russia. Mainly because the flights, flights to Russia, have now been banned because of the escalation in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have a high profile athlete, a high profile American athlete that is being detained. Not just a high profile athlete, but a high profile African American athlete and a high profile openly gay athlete now
Well,
detained in Russia.
let me tell you something, man. First of all, Putin, you should know by now how they treat us in America that we're not good bargaining chips.
Right.
I
Not
mean,
us.
not
Not
us.
us.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Right.
us. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm still trying to figure the whole thing out too, because I mean, shit. I even looked up the law. It was like Russia's hash law goes as such, right? You got 6 grams, you get detained or you get put in jail for 15 days. That's just for
Mhm.
6 grams. Anything larger, now that's a criminal offense. So I don't know how much she had on her. You know what
10.
I'm saying? To keep a word. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
Hey, well, yeah,
it's been
yeah,
said that she's facing like 10 years in jail.
yeah,
So
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but
um
ugh,
6, yeah.
how these people never watched Locked Up Abroad? Like when I first read the headline, what came to my mind was them basically confronting her like out on the street and finding this hash pen, right? This digital smoking pen with this hash in it. She tried to take it through the airport. Why though? Why?
I don't
They
know,
found it in her
maybe.
luggage. They found it in her luggage as she was attempting to exit the country.
Yeah, yeah. Which to me, I know
That's
the
not
way
very
Pete set
smart.
it up. Yeah, it's just not smart. So to your point,
Yeah.
Key, is bottom line is she broke the law. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
She broke the law. It wasn't smart. So I don't think I mean it's nice to I guess describe her as a high profile African American or openly gay athlete. That has nothing to do with
The
why
gay
she's
part
in.
does. The gay part does because it's
How
illegal to be
so?
gay in Russia. It's illegal
Is it?
to be gay in Russia.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
Didn't
Yeah,
know
it
that.
is. It is.
Didn't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that.
And it's
Learn
not that
something new
she's
every day.
gay and we know it and nobody else knows it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she would have been detained for. I mean, she wasn't.
Detained for her gayness.
You're right. She wasn't
Detained
being
for her
gay
gayness.
walking
Mhm.
through the airport. I mean, if you know
Right.
what I
Oh yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah, I
saying.
get it. I get it. That's
So
not why. Yeah,
right.
that's not why. But just like any cops across the world, how they handled a lot of things, especially minorities, is they get you in there for one thing and then they add a whole bunch of shit on top.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gotta know
And
where you at, yo.
and
Mhm.
you quantify this with you're in the middle of a war. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm.
Um a
I
war
wonder if she was gonna
where
stay. I wonder if she was gonna stay if the State Department didn't say go. And I wonder
uh,
if she stayed, she probably would have been cool. She probably been in her house, living wherever she was. smoking her
Well,
hard
no,
spit.
she more than likely she was on her way back simply because the WNBA season, starts in about 2 months.
Oh,
Right.
gotcha,
Okay,
gotcha.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, so she was on her way home anyway.
But see, for her
Mm-hmm.
to do that,
Mm,
she's done it before. So you know what I'm saying. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just on
Mm-hmm.
some,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. It was just a pen, and you know what I'm saying. And she was on, you know. I mean, you can
I
take
mean,
those pens on. You can take the pens on the planes. So
it had to have been like a, you know what I'm saying, a real high tech. I don't know, shit, because she could have got a pen when she came back to the states. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like I think she
I
forgot
don't
it.
know. I don't know. We ain't never
Forgot it
had
was
that
in
rush.
there.
We ain't never had
You
that
know what I
Russian
mean?
shit. We ain't never had that Russian shit.
It
And
might not have been the same. This ain't the
That
same
might
yeah,
that,
earth.
that,
I'm
that
about
shit
to
don't hit the
take
same.
this home.
I
That
mean,
shit don't hit the same, son. So I,
Tico and Tico, it might have been louder than loud. I mean,
shit.
louder than loud. You might not want to put it down. Wait, I got to get rid of all of this
Shit.
before I hop on this plane.
Make me
Shit.
want to fucking ride a bear. Shit. Fuck, you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah,
That is just a bad
it's
situation,
just
yo.
it's a
And
bad
again,
situation, man.
they don't.
But
We are not the best bargaining chips.
no. But you know, it's the
No.
same situation with old boy with the flag and having to get, you know what I'm saying, caned. So I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It's the same circumstances, but it's not the same situation
Right,
because he was
right,
a
right.
young white man,
Yeah.
like
You feel what
period.
I'm saying? You feel what I'm
And
saying?
Trump was in office, like period, right?
We got caned.
Oh, you
Um,
taking it back? Are you taking this back to? Are you taking this back to old boy that got caned in the early '90s?
Yeah.
In Singapore.
Yeah.
oh
Oh,
no, I was thinking
yeah.
about the
Yeah.
last one that was detained in Korea because he ripped them
No,
posters down.
no, 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 not him. Not him.
You talking about middle ball.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I call Leangelo Ball.
Yeah.
When UCLA went over to China and they got busted, and he got busted stealing those shades.
Right,
No,
right,
yeah,
right.
the shade that too.
Ball
Mm,
head.
But there wasn't a war going on between
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
basically our
You got
country
boy.
and that country at the time.
You
and that's the
just cause you from America, man. You just can't be sitting there doing
mm,
American shit everywhere you want to go.
Hmm.
Shit. Yeah,
and
it's
that
fucked up.
and that's look and that's the biggest difference right there. Okay, because trust me, all right, trust me, because because we're in the middle of a war. I mean, because they're in the middle of a war, because Russia is dealing with sanctions from
Yeah.
every angle.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
it's easy to picture her being the pawn. Okay.
Hmm.
Bargaining chip.
Yeah. And not even a bargaining chip, but just a pawn to make the West look bad.
Yep.
Okay. You
No.
have the
Like, look,
you have this,
we got that girl and they ain't even come for her. Look
and
at
not only that,
this.
and and not only that, you got this black girl bringing drugs, with drugs, black girl with drugs.
Illicit behaviors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's a bad situation there.
yeah, yeah.
And nobody knows where she is.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where she is. They ain't talked to her. They haven't
Yeah.
seen her in this technology in day and age of FaceTime and shit and video
Mhm.
conferencing.
Yeah. I mean, the WNBA, of course, have put out statements. Her wife, put out statements. But yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, I'm curious to see how long this is going to drag out.
Right.
How
And one
long
thing about
she's going to be over there.
one commonality of all those statements that I've seen from the NAACP to
Hmm.
the WNBA to her wife to fucking Ben Crump and
Hmm.
Sean what's his name?
Sean King.
Yeah, is that they're like basically the overwhelming ideal is that we hope the shit gets worked out. There's no stern statement about you have to bring her home and this is injustice and blah blah blah. You know all that why? Because she broke the law.
Mm, exactly.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um thoughts
But
and prayers shit. Thoughts and
look,
prayers.
exactly. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. And you know something, Key? It's interesting that you just said breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking
Breaking
the
the
law,
law. Breaking
breaking
the
the
law.
law. Because what's next in the headline grab?
This story makes me so mad.
California woman charged with faking her own kidnapping. Key, you the one who brought this to our attention, and
Lord have
plus the
mercy.
fact that you are mad, please
This makes me sweat under my
share
armpits, y'all, for real.
share everyone the
All right.
story here, please.
So y'all know back in y'all might not know, but back in 2016, there was an abduction, and the whole United States went mad. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were spent looking for this white woman who was missing, right? From Northern California. She was missing. She just disappeared out of nowhere. She just disappeared. I don't know whether she was on her way to the grocery store or to pick her kids up or fucking whatever, but she just disappeared. Come to find out that she staged the entire thing and blamed it on two Mexican women. She basically moved. She wasn't missing at all. She moved from her home with her kids and her husband in Northern California to live with her boyfriend, adulterer, in Southern California, and convinced this dude that she was running from an abusive relationship. She convinced him so good that he went to some farm supply store and bought a fucking brand and branded her because she said that would bolster her story so that she'd be able to get out of this abusive relationship. Allegedly. I'll say that a few times through this. Allegedly. Because we are news now, so I have to say allegedly, right? Anyway, so she makes up this whole story when she reappears. What was it? 3 weeks later, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When she reappears 3 weeks later, she tells the police that two Mexican women with masks on abducted her and trafficked her and branded her whilst playing mariachi music. If that wasn't a clue, I don't know what was. This is back in 2016 now.
Mm-hmm.
So just recently in 2020.
Okay. You said she was playing what, the Macarena? What you say?
No, she said it was two Mexican women that were playing mariachi.
Oh, Mara. Oh,
But y'all got the whole every
my
time a
God.
white woman get missing, every time a fucking white woman gets missing, y'all got the whole world looking for their asses. And this bitch made up the whole thing down to the type of music that her sexual traffickers were playing. Like she made up the whole story.
Hold on.
She had him.
I'm sorry. I have to laugh here, and I apologize. I have to laugh because her quote unquote abductors were two Mexican women. Okay,
They had drawings of them and everything, Perry.
Wow.
They had masks on. So you could
this
only
is
see like
usually
their eyes and their hair.
this is usually the part of. But this
They
is
had
usually the
Mexican
part
eyes.
of the story. This is usually the part of the story when the quote unquote kidnappers are a gang of Negroes. Okay, that's the part that's
exactly.
getting me. That's the part
But they're
that's
in
getting me,
California.
okay? Yeah,
They're in
yeah,
California.
so,
They're in
you know.
California. Yeah. So it it fits with the story or whatever.
Mexican
So
Mexican
she tells the cops all of this. They go looking for these two Mexican women riding around in a creepy van playing mariachi music loud like this, a fucking ice cream truck and shit. So fast forward to 2020. And her ex-boyfriend, I don't know what happened, but he's now her ex-boyfriend. I mean, I could imagine what happened.
Yeah.
But he comes forward and tells the police about what he did to her at her behest. And 2020, I don't know why it took so long. It is now 2022. I don't know why. But they arrested her ass in front of her kids. And now the family's outraged because they arrested her in front of her kids. and she cannot eat anything but barley. I'm just kidding, Rob. In my post today, I spelled
Insider.
barely as barley, and Rob was like, "It's barely," but I was like, "I don't give a fuck." Like maybe she can only eat barley in prison. I don't care because she pulled the whole what is it, insurrection king thing that she has food allergies and she's barely been able to eat in prison. So the fuck what? She collected $30,000 from a victim's assistance program, and she had a GoFundMe that was almost $50,000. So, bitch, you came off. You should have ate what you could eat off of that $80,000 while you were out of jail. Now go to jail and rot.
Couldn't, man.
Right.
She couldn't. That's a lot of ointment for that Brandon shit.
But she's only been charged, and it seems like minor felonies to me. She's only been charged with mail fraud and mail fraud
Mail fraud.
and
Mail
basically
fraud.
lying to police.
Mail fraud.
And I think a lot of financial like scams fall under mail fraud
Yeah,
for some reason.
which it
'cause the
does.
laws
Which
haven't
it
been-
does.
Get that,
Yeah.
get that bitch a celery stick.
Right.
The celery stick and some water.
Some hummus.
He good.
Hummus.
Hummus.
They ain't got hummus
He
in
good.
federal
He
prison.
good. They'll make some hummus. There's some great ass cooks in prison.
Exactly.
cooks in
exactly.
prison.
Look,
Martha
they'll make
Stewart.
Out of
some,
oodles and noodles. They make
Look,
hummus
yeah,
out of
yeah.
oodles and noodles.
I was just getting ready to say, out of some oodles and noodles, grape
Martha Stewart,
skins,
boy. Martha Stewart.
and
A
soy
recipe.
sauce. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Okay.
Yo, go to
20.
jail and stay there. Don't nobody care about you. You should have thought about your kids when you was living it up in Southern California and you left them home with their daddy. You didn't think about them then. Y'all didn't think about them kids.
Look,
Y'all
whatever
didn't
she
think
did,
about-
whatever she did.
Here's the whole thing. That family and her husband, her family and her husband should have did what the NAACP and the damn WNBA and what's her name's wife did, is make a statement expressing their concern about the situation, but not pointing any fingers or calling it injustice or whatever, because the bitch was in the wrong. She's in the wrong. Like, you're absolutely wrong, allegedly.
Actually, it sounds like it's funny because it sounds like an episode of SVU that I actually watched this morning.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. But of course, the rape and kidnapping story in there was
blacks.
Black.
a gang of Negroes. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
But also, I will point out on a more kind of serious note is that I was scrolling through articles in preparation for the show tonight, and there were a whole lot of reasons. There were a whole lot of headlines that, if you clicked on the article and actually read it, would detail the why she did what she did. And I would just like to point out, in a lot of current situations that Black and brown people have been in, they are not given that grace in the media as to why. What was her mental states? One said she was a narcissist. That has nothing to do with you fucking committing this type of crime. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. You see what I'm saying? We're not given, Black and brown people are not given that grace. Like, why 2 days after this bitch is arrested, y'all are doing a whole fucking psychological analysis of her and why this lily white woman with blonde hair has committed this crime and used up all stolen money from 2 different organizations, GoFundMe,
Tax money.
and then the tax money that was spent to find her fucking ass when she was 400 miles down the road living it up with her boyfriend, and she was married and left her kids at home. Like, so that's what they go. The media goes straight to the mental state of the white man and the white woman, and we are never, ever, ever that I can remember granted that grace. We're not granted that grace. And maybe she does have mental health issues, but guess what? I have PTSD. Exactly. I have PTSD. I'm gonna fight for my people, and fuck you, lady. Go to jail.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. That was ladies and gentlemen, that was a very, very interesting
Yeah, she grabbed
headline
that name,
grab.
man. She grabbed that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting headline grab, and truly, as I stated, you know, a really good episode of SVU, guys. Trust me. I mean, I've seen it before, and but I'm just glad this time, it was the, you know, I'm just glad this time, it wasn't the,
The
normal.
Mexican women playing
And
Yeah,
Macho
exactly. Look, that's my, that's my biggest part about it. That it's not the gang, it's not the normal gang of Negroes. Okay.
you got Mexicano eyes. She got Mexicano. She got Mexicano.
But look,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, you know how we on Straight to Tape love guests. Okay.
Yeah.
And we love guests. Look, tonight's special guest. mm, Look, talk about an influencer with over 30 years of music industry experience. Look, I call them Black Rock pioneers. All right, their latest EP on Little Cloud Records, entitled "Electric Revolution," rhythm and drum. It's available now. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining us in the S2T virtual studios, ladies and gentlemen, we have Daniel Chavis from the Veldt. Daniel, what's up, my brother? Take yourself off mute.
Okay.
You're muted, homie. There you go.
Hey,
What's
Hey,
going on,
Daniel.
Danny? What's going
Hey,
on,
yo.
Daniel, what's up, man?
thanks for having us on or having me on, rather.
You hold the fort down, my guy.
Exactly, my brother. I mean, look, we are so happy to actually finally have you on Straight to Tape. The Veldt. Like I said, so many years of experience, in music. I call you guys black rock pioneers simply because I mean, look, around the time that you guys were really making, really making noise, you know you guys were really making noise, and it was still kind of a dearth in the business as it related to black rock groups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
at that time, I think we were a little naive because, we were kind of having that, I'm in the South. Where are y'all at?
We're
We
in
out
the
here.
South.
We
We're in the
we're
South.
we're in the, we're,
Okay,
we're in the
okay.
South, man.
All right, okay, right. Well,
I saw you at the poorhouse one night. We saw
Yeah.
you. You were just visiting the poorhouse as we were. Me and Tico were
Yeah.
there.
Danny
Yeah.
act like he don't know me.
Was I high? No, I
Danny
can't.
act like he don't know me.
Yeah, remember songs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, Tico, I'm sorry, man.
We
Yeah,
live in the
but
same neighborhood.
like Tico, wait. We didn't go to the same high school, did we? You from
No,
my
but we
neighborhood?
grew up. No, yeah, we grew up in Chavis Heights, man. I was in Chavis Heights. Yeah, we
Okay,
grew
so
up in
my
Chavis
dad
Heights,
know
exactly.
them because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
Chavises.
Oh.
So
exactly,
um,
exactly.
well,
Deep.
what you were saying about what we've done is like we were kind of naive because we really didn't fit in anywhere. It's kind of like George Clinton
Oh.
said. He said we were too black for white people and too white for black people.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that's where we fell in at. But we didn't know it, and we just kind of assumed that people would get it, and they didn't. So in a lot of ways, even though we were doing really good back then, there was no outlet to talk about the experiences that we had just by virtue of being black. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
when ask a painter why he paints. When they ask us, well, why do you play this kind of music? And I was thinking, I just couldn't fathom this kind of questions. And the majority of the things that people were talking about is what color you are. They didn't talk about the sound.
Your art,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even now,
Lack of grace. Correct.
Yeah.
nothing's really changed. So in my opinion,
Really?
Uh,
Nothing.
no.
That's
No.
interesting. That's interesting. My adopted son, he's 19, and he's really into rock. And I told him, I was like, "Hey, you ever heard of the Veldt?" He was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, they're a black rock band. And he was like, are they just regular rock? I said, no, like
No.
punk rock, soul, funk rock. He was like, oh my God, just text me some links so I can listen. So I think you'll have a new fan by tomorrow.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, because it's always like it's because it's strange because a lot of the young black people who are, I don't know if they're millennials or whatever, they haven't been tainted like we have, and so they don't really have that attitude. And if they do have that attitude, it's very extreme. But on the other hand, you have those that really want to know about it. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like when we were, I mean, from my experience, I mean, I'll give you a good example. When in high school, I didn't sit with the black people or the white people. I sat in the middle of the lunchroom because nobody liked me, you know.
And what high school did you go to? Please let everybody know.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
You should
where all the
have
heights.
got you were doing fine.
Yeah, I was in Enloe too. I went to the gifted and talented school there in Enloe, but it was too rowdy. I couldn't study good enough. It wasn't benefit. I was learning Japanese there.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons I wish I had sent my kid to Enloe, but
Yeah.
too late now.
Well, we learned Japanese when we were in elementary school from a special school we went to.
Mm-hmm.
Because my aunt was a St. Augustine graduate. So we lived in Washington Terrace, which is currently Washington Terrace.
Terrace.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the last holdouts of Southeast Raleigh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We lived on Hill Street.
Man. Yeah, man.
We lived on Hill Street.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So it's kind of like, how can I explain it? I mean, I'll give you an example. When we were interviewed, they always go, now, you play rock music, right? You have to be influenced by Living Color. And I was like, I never even heard of them. This is when
You mean the comedy sketch show?
Get that too. You know, and Vernon.
So-
go ahead. I'm sorry.
What were your influences? I'm like, my whole thing about being a mom is exposing my kids to whatever positive thing they want to be exposed to, right? Where did your exposure to rock music come from? Where's your influence from?
It's funny because like any black family, you have all, your grandma had the big ass wooden stereo with the records with the little thick thing. What was it to put the 45s on?
Yeah,
the little holder thing.
And she had the Mom Mabley records in there, the Temptations and stuff. But looking through it, I saw New Birth, I saw Isley Brothers, I saw Janis Joplin. And I was like, what records are these? He says, your grandpa. So my granddaddy was always buying like rock music. He was really into the blues, right?
Yeah.
So one day he came home with this record. And he went, it was a 45. He goes, y'all boys don't like this. And it was like, because he was a window washer downtown Raleigh. He washed all the windows, right? He was always coming home with some crazy shit like rabbit, squirrel, some crazy shit for us to eat.
Oh, hell.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. That's Tico and that strange meat.
About to send us about down a rabbit hole.
No, boy, you know it, boy. You know it.
Strange meat.
Well, he came home and he put it on and he goes, when I'm low and it was the guys, soon turn out that hard. I said, Grandpa, this is your record?
Blondie.
I said, yeah, it's good, ain't it? I went, yeah. So that's what kind of kicked it off,
Blondie,
so it was kind of strange.
Blondie. Oh wow, that's interesting.
up.
But all
I
those
met her
other
and I told her
mixes
that.
of everything, like of everything, because blues and jazz and all of those other elements, shit's rock. It's rock and roll,
Yeah.
right?
Rock and roll, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you looked at a lot of what is it, a Black History Month post when everybody was saying, this is our music. This is who we influence. And the thing about it, when you post things like that online, you get these people, no, it's not. No, it's not. Just because so-and-so is black doesn't mean it's like, it's kind of like the way the internet's kind of ruined all that kind of stuff, I'm not really into internet battles. My brother, Danny loves it. He loves it.
Yeah, it's actually before you came on, I was having a discussion. I was having a discussion with Danny. Okay, and he was telling me I was having a discussion with your brother. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And he was telling me why he got kicked off of Facebook. I was like, dude, why'd you get kicked off of Facebook? And he was like, look, he was like, yo, man, all I said was, where's that quote? Yeah, KKK serves hot soul food. And he was like, it's a lyric. And I was like, yeah, but you know how that algorithm goes, man. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, social media, yeah, internet, yeah, kind of ruined some things. So,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
with
Matrix,
certain
so
see, the
things,
Matrix got you right now, Perry.
I
Matrix
was going
got
to
you,
say,
bro.
just like speaking of the algorithm, your mic is in the matrix right now, so you need to handle that.
Oh, mine is.
No,
No,
not you, man.
you're
Not you,
good.
not you.
We talking about Perry and his
Oh.
Yo, let me tell you, man.
problems
It's
over there.
interesting. Let me tell you, it's interesting because when I was a kid, I don't even know if Daniel, you know what I'm saying, remembers or not. But it was me. We used to hang, and I hung out with some real crazy cats, man. And it was like
You,
Andre.
Tico?
Oh yeah, Andre. You know what I'm saying? Daniel be like, we would sit there, man. And one day we were just outside just sitting talking about like because we didn't have like MTV. So any music that we would listen to, we would have to like watch like, you know what I'm saying, all the way through, like night tracks or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And we would talk about and we sat there and we would talk about all the music that we listened to, right? And we was like because he was, I was all the hip hop, but back in the same token, it was just like, yo, you hear that Phil Collins show? That fucking Phil Collins is ill. But but you don't really want to say that shit because you know what I'm saying, you're still in the hood, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just being young kids, you know what I'm saying. But you're like, yo, man, for real though, that Twisted Sister, bananas. You know what I'm saying? Bananas. But that shit is crazy, man. But
I don't
but
even
thanks
have
to
anybody in my neighborhood to
but
talk about those things with.
but thanks to shows like that, and you know what I'm saying, which like got us to listen to different types of music.
Yeah.
And it threw back like I always watched like the old like black and white shows, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. So I would see like shows like the Rolling Stones, like they would have back in the days on like the Ed Sullivan show, because that's what
Yeah.
my grandfather and them like to watch. Or I would
Mine
watch
too.
and I see the Beatles, I would see the Beatles on there or something like that. And these are reruns, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not that fucking old, so it's like,
No,
so
but Chico, check it
yeah,
out. No, I vaguely remember that.
yeah, like
Kind of
as
like,
kids, like as kids,
yeah,
kids,
kind of,
like
right?
kids, right? So that's where I got my rock and roll shit from, man. So
Yeah.
I did get to see, I did get to see Chuck Berry, and you know what I'm saying, and the Cab Callaways and those cats. But I also did get to see some kids, you know what I'm saying, really rocking some ill shit, you know what I'm saying.
And look, and don't get it twisted. Okay? Some of us up here watched and enjoyed Hee Haw. Okay? Let's be real.
Oh yeah,
Let's
hee
be
haw.
real.
Don't get it
Okay?
twisted, hee
Sure.
haw, boy. Don't get it
Oh,
twisted,
wait a
yo,
minute.
for
Wait a
real.
minute.
Despair and agony.
Okay, so
Agony on
check it
me.
out. So Saturday night at my grandma's house, my grandfather didn't live with us because my grandma was kind of like, she was unbearable to live with. So it was all women, and grandpa would come home on Saturdays to bring groceries, right? So he'd lay on the couch and watch, in this order, Lawrence Welk and Hee Haw.
Yep.
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 Yep. Yep.
I
Exactly.
couldn't, and it was just like normal for me, Little did I know, everybody on Hee Haw would have probably strung me up on a tree if they had a chance.
And look, except for Charlie Pride.
Except for Charlie
Right.
Pride.
Maybe.
But you know what?
Maybe.
That's what's really
But
good
don't
thing
get it
about
twisted
Charlie
though.
Pride.
But don't get it twisted, Daniel.
Mm.
But even listening to those things, I guaranteed, like if you really think about it, like watching those dudes pick that guitar and doing that shit, man. Yo, them motherfuckers was rocking, yo, for real,
Yeah.
for real.
Buck
You know what I'm
Owens,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Buck
Buck
Owens
Owens
was
and all
great,
them.
man.
He was a dope, guitar player.
Well,
man.
but after Hee Haw, so this is all the stuff that kind of washed over me and my brother, because we were just kind of like not really, we were kind of nerds, we were all
Right.
surrounded by women. We were raised by a bunch of women,
Right.
right? So a lot of those things, and by the way, we were taking care, because we were twins, we couldn't get, this was really special. We were like, we couldn't get dirty, we couldn't go nowhere, blah, 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 blah. So we were stuck in the house reading books and stuff. So a lot of that came about just by how we were raised, and we had no choice but to get an instrument and do this and that, because we also my mom be like, go to your goddamn room, play a guitar, draw a picture of some shit. Just leave me alone. my mom was young, and my grandma. So she's at the club, and me and them being
all our parents were.
I'm gonna be like, damn, mama out there drinking that damn horse piss. We all in the house by the So anyway, that was so all me and Danny had was each other,
Yeah.
But now, I'm gonna tell you how we really got into the thing with the harshness of what we have is through the revivals at church, which was it's called the Raleigh Safety Club.
Yeah, I remember those, Joe. I remember that. They used to pick us
Remember
up,
that?
right? Used to pick us up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to pick us up. It was a way for our parents to get rid of us for a night or so. And what they do, the churches would come pick us up and take us there, and they would give us cookies and punch and stuff, and then you would have to listen to the gospel music and listen to and yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, well, a lot of that came off on in our music somehow or another. But someone was mentioning Aphrodisiac, our first record. Now, Aphrodisiac, I've never heard it before. That was recorded in England with a guy that recorded a band called the Sundays. He recorded the Sundays, York's first album, and the Sugar Cubes.
Oh, okay. Now, I was going to say, very familiar with both. And come on, dude, Aphrodisiac. Look. You look. You know how many times sometimes I just have to go back and just listen to Soul in the Jar. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry.
Soul in the Jar.
Yeah. I mean,
I got that idea. We were on tour, and we ended up being in Los Angeles, and the band was driving back to New York. So I wanted the whole round, and I stayed out in the Mesa in New Mexico, and I was reading this book called Dante's Inferno. And I said to myself, I said to myself, why would God and the devil battle for the soul of an individual? What is the currency it is? So I thought maybe if they put soul in a jar, they could sell them. So I was writing down and reading Dante's Inferno. And as I was writing down, I was in a bus coming back after I finished ho-hopping in New Mexico. And
you didn't get abducted by two Mexican women playing mariachi music in a creepy white van, did you?
No, I was playing mariachi with somebody else though.
Hey, Daniel, me and you got to swap some Mexican stories.
No.
Please don't let Tico tell this Mexican story, please.
You are not doing the Mexican.
Y'all ain't ready.
It's a great indie Mexican scene,
Yeah, man.
No, okay. Move on from the Mexicans, please.
So anyway, man.
Trying to save you.
Go ahead,
trying
bro.
to save you.
All right.
Yeah,
but anyway, someone mentioned Love at First Hate. Love at First Hate was like, Love at First Hate was one of our independent releases that we had done on our own after we had left the label, because a lot of people think that the death of a band is once they leave a major label. No. I mean, I was my most unhappy in the major label. We had money, we had everything we needed, but there was something inside me that just wasn't like I missed the strife of getting up, going to a shitty job, then going to my gig. But it almost felt a bit more fulfilling because we're from a working class family, so I felt better before we got signed and digging in the trenches and getting to meet people and face to face and do this type of things. So I really didn't enjoy it. I mean, like right now, we're back to right now that you don't have to have a record company in this industry. You meet so many of the fans that they just, who you never know a long time ago, and it's really great.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is you meeting so many young Black people who are like, yeah, that happened to me. They called me white boy when I was in school. They called me faggot too. They laughed at my head when I was in school. I said, been there, done that. So, which is one of the reasons why we created our own festival, because here in Raleigh, Tico, I remember I was trying to tell you with Wendy. Remember?
Right.
Shouts out to Wendy, man.
Yeah, no doubt. We created our own festival called Noir Bazaar. So I call it Le Bizarre Noir. And it was a departure from the festivals that were happening for Black folks that were already happening. Now we have friends at Afro Punk, we have friends at Punk Black, and friends in the BRC, and all of those conglomerates, as if I may, have their own scenes and people that are working and intermingling in these scenes of Black rock music. So I wanted to do one that was leaning more towards Black psychedelia, and when I did it, at that point, Summer of Soul came out, and Greg Tate, who was a friend of mine, he always called me in the psychedelic Negroes or the Bumpkin Twins, right? So
did you say psychedelic Negroes?
Yeah, and I was in the house one night. I was mad about. I just came to work. I was mad about some shit, probably because I had to work at a shitty job, and I was real high because I was ate some mushrooms, and I no, I was just blue light posting. I said,
no, we believe you. It's just funny because you're in the right place.
Very much so. Very much so.
Oh yeah. So I looked at it and I thought about. I said, because I was doing the North Carolina Festival of Psychedelia, and I was doing it with a group of people, but I wanted to do more, not for just one type of person, but for more people. So I said to myself, what about if I did like a Black psychedelic, strictly Black psychedelic shoegaze festival? We'll find avant-garde Black music, and we'll find artists and all this other kinds of stuff, and put it under one umbrella, right? And I model it after a mini psych fest, right? So there are a couple of people, my friend Sean Brewster and Bill, they got together because they're people that have local businesses downtown, got together and helped me get in front of people like this Raleigh and Raleigh Parks, and put out a the bio of what we're trying to do, and we did it September 11th underneath this apartment building called Sky House. So we did it, and we brought Greg and Burnt Sugar down, and that was our first one, And I remember when I first got the idea, I went in there. I guess I was staggering, and when my brother was in the other room, and I said, "Hey, Danny, what if we did this Black psychedelic festival?" He goes, "What? That's great." He goes, "Call that nigga Vernon." All right. I call Vernon.
This Black. Hold on, Danny. Hold on.
I was high.
You said, "Hey, yo, let's do this Black psychedelic show."
Yeah.
Let's call this nigga.
No. Danny said, "What?" He goes, "Call that nigga Vernon." He goes, "All right."
Call that nigga Vernon. That is hilarious.
So I said, "Hey, Vernon." He goes, "Yeah, what's going on, man?" He goes, "Vernon, I got this great idea." And Vernon's like, "Yeah, that sounds great. What you would do is have all the music and then black creatives in other endeavors at bottom." He goes, "You know who you need to call? You need to call Greg Tate." So I call him, and then he said, "What did Vernon say?" He said, "Yo, call that nigga Greg." I was like, "Yo, Greg." He goes, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" And I go, "Greg, got this idea, man. Noir Bazaar." He goes, "I love it." He goes, "Music and black creatives type of thing, and we'll have it real psychedelic." He goes, "Yeah." He said, "We're trying to get you guys to come here and play for the first one." So I hadn't realized that, it's being side by side for just the release of Summer Soul, that we had the energy was kind of like coming to the idea of what we wanted to try to put across. But we did it. And Greg came down and, he talked to a lot of people, and we were getting ready to do another one, and then he died, So we kind of lost a lot of steam after he passed away because, bringing them brothers down south, showing them a good time, keeping that love between New York bands and North Carolina was really important to us because a lot of artists in New York City, when me and my brother first came, treated us real good. Funk Face, Faith, my friend Honey Chow. Have you met Honey Chow Coleman?
No.
Oh man, you gotta meet her.
But that's because everybody has family in North Carolina. Like I think every person from up top that I've met has some type of tie to North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia.
Yeah, totally. Well,
recent tie, not slavery tie, like a recent tie, like their grandmama or their aunties, or
not like the tie around their neck and they swinging from a tree. Not that type of tie.
Family tie, a recent family tie. Let me clarify.
But basically, that's how we started. So we're doing another Noir Bazaar. We're doing it Thursday in Philadelphia, and then we're going to be doing another one in Boston. Well, the thing about it is, we really weren't able to get a lot of black bands that were similar to us because there aren't a lot of them. So we had to kind of expand it because even though it may not be a completely black affair. It will be black based.
Yeah.
You know, the imagery.
Absolutely.
And if they aren't black, you know, they will be down with what we're doing. Black LGBTQ people that are the underdogs or whatever, the dregs of society.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we're going to lean on for this particular type of festival, you know. So we have that, and also, you know, the new material being recorded. So there's lots to do, you know what I mean?
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought up the new material. Okay, talk to us about the new EP, which is available. Available now. You know, talk to us about the inspiration behind your this 5-song EP.
Well, you know, we had a lot of time to sit in the house during 2 years of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of time to sit inside quarantines and like riots and murders with black folks. So that's what it's about. So it was called the Electric Revolution EP, but the album itself, which will be out in the fall, is called Entropy, with the lead track being called Emmett Till Revisited.
Oh wow!
So that is the kind of the vibe of the material, and it's a lot harsher. It's not as pretty as things we used to do because I just wasn't feeling it.
And life ain't pretty.
No, I just couldn't sit on my hands and like fake, you know, watching my people being shot and all kind of mess and downtrodden and should not say anything about it. So that's what happened. So the Electric Revolution EP is half of that, basically.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And look, I definitely want to hear you talk about this as well, because you brought his name up, and because I mean, we lost a great black intellectual,
man,
in Greg Tate, man. I mean, look, I'm an old school Village Voice reader. Old school Village Voice reader, and you know, one of the reasons why I read the Voice was because for Greg Tate. You know, look, man, tell the folks, you know, just tell the folks what we lost when we lost Greg Tate.
Well, let me tell you about Greg Tate, right? So we got a funny relationship with Greg, because you know, Greg and Vernon basically created the Black Rock Coalition, right?
So very familiar with very familiar with with the Black Rock Coalition.
Yeah.
Especially in their early stages. I spent New York native. I spent a lot of summers, especially in the late 80s in New York, and that's where I was introduced to the Black Rock Coalition,
right.
To Living Color, Pretty Corey, as I kind of like to call him. Because he was. I'm sorry, he was, and he wasn't even in the original iteration of Living Color. Okay, I mean, I heard the demos. I heard the demos when it was just Vernon Reed's Living Color.
Right, okay? I remember that. I saw that in Right On magazine.
Yeah, the scene on top of the hip hop scene that was going on the time. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, I enjoyed my time at shows, at places like the Ritz and at places like like the old CBGBs, man. So when you bring up the Black Rock Coalition, it kind of hits me right here. So.
Yeah, I mean, those were some good days, because I remember before we got signed, Vernon had started talking about us because he saw us on TV. And I was living downtown, and we had a management company downtown. They were giving out our record to record companies, right? So I was at home, coming home from work. Of course, I was mad as shit. And the phone rings, and this guy goes, "Hello, is this Daniel Chavis?" I went, "Who is this?" I thought it was a bill collector, some shit like that, right? He goes, "I'm Roger Kramer of Living Color. I want to talk to you about your career." I went, "Get the fuck out of here. Who is this?" Hey, this you? I'm joking around. You sound real white. I'll never forget it.
Word.
He goes, "No, this is Roger Kramer. I want to," and they wanted to manage the band. I was like, "Come on." So that's when I knew things were changing, because after that we started going back and forth to New York and all that. And then Vernon introduced us somehow or another to Greg Tate.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of once we got to Great in New York, he hung around a whole bunch of other artists, right? Black artists and like Afrocentric artists, right? They were living up in Harlem or Fort Afro Sheen, Fort Greene, right? That's what they called it back then, right? And we called it Back to Africa Negroes, right? So we were at a party one time, and I saw Greg. Greg goes, "Back to Africa, huh?" That was our thing, man. So he knew we were ignorant, and we always just had a really great. We were always laughing, man. But he was always on the post of being, but one step over people that were trying to dupe him in terms of his knowledge of the culture and the music they're in. That's how I hold Greg Tater. He was always that cultural ambassador that had he was wired a different way. I can't even explain it, man. But the last days we were spending together, I got to know him pretty well. So I'm really happy for that. You know, I remember the last time I talked to him. We did the show in New York because, you know, Burnt Strip had been playing club dates, especially for a bunch of white folks. I mean, bro, not with us. You know, we played a bunch of seedy ass rock clubs. They said, Danny, let's get them in the club, man. Get down there. Man, making them play, it was ridiculous. They lost it. That was our last gig together with them, and it was fucking phenomenal. And the next day, you know, Danny and I walking in the village, and my phone rings, and I said, "Who's that?" I said, "Greg." I was like, "What do you want?" Greg was like, "Hey man, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that." He was really excited talking about what we're gonna be doing in the future, and because, you know, me and Danny thought our show was really shitty anyway, so we were like mad about that, of course. But Greg was in a good spirits. He's like, "Yo, man, we gotta do this. We come back down south. We're gonna show him how it's done." So when you ask me about what we lost, we just lost I can't even explain it, man. I mean, I don't think I've ever made it by Greg before. But because we knew him, it was just so common to like, "Oh, like Greg and them." You know what I mean? Because we always take for granted our friends because we think, you know, they're gonna be around forever, but that's not necessarily the case.
True.
I stopped doing that a lot. I started telling my friends I love them. I don't care what they think. If they think I'm being weird or something, I start calling them out of the blue. I just start.
You tell them till it's weird, and then after that, absolutely,
exactly.
So that's, what can I say, y'all? I mean, you know, we lost a lot of shit the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
Yep.
Well, look, Daniel. I know one thing that I want to say to you, and this is definitely coming from straight to tape. We love you. We love you. We love Danny. Okay. And damn it, we love your brother, man. Your brother.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That nigga. Damn it. Yeah, that nigga.
Come on,
and,
man.
Yeah. And look, bro. And we love the Veldt. Look, man, when the new album drops, when the new full length drops, we want you back on the show. We definitely want Danny this time back on the show as well. Okay, we want the Veldt has to come back to straight to tape.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Or Danny, you could do this. You don't even have to be. You don't have to come back as Veldt. You can come back as Apollo Heights, but we'll talk about that on another one. We'll talk about that on another one. We'll talk about that on another note. That's how deep I go. That's how deep I go. That's how deep I go.
We're going further. What we've done with this last album. See, what's happening now is we're working on about 3 new records. One is the one record is coming out in fall is already done. We have one after that one, and we're working on one with you remember Carlos Best?
Yeah.
But he was the producer for Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
So we're doing tracks for him for an album too right now too. So we're working on that. That's gonna be phenomenal.
Oh wow.
So we got lots of.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say to y'all too, I love y'all. I appreciate it. And for the people who are supporting our music and stuff, I mean, it means so much to people to appreciate what you do. And, you know, being a musician or an artist, it doesn't really compare to things that what a normal adult would do. You know, for example, someone said, "Well, you're a musician, but how do you make your money?" I went, "Well, I work as a server, and then I'm a musician." So as we get older, the value of what we do in life, we start to compare to other people as they get older, and the things that they have physically, you know, like a house, the mortgage. I ain't got none of that shit. I I probably never will. But I'm happy. I'm happy with the fact that I'll probably die with just working till I die.
That's what's up, yo.
Jesus.
That's what's up.
Jesus.
Doing
That's
his
just
music, doing what he
reality.
likes, right? Just doing what you want to do,
Yeah,
right?
doing what you love.
Doing what you
Yeah.
love,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
I
Yo,
gave it
why
up
you
and got a
bull?
corporate job, I'd hate myself.
Yeah, most definitely. Most
But
definitely.
there
I
are
saw a
friends of
dude
mine.
walking downtown with it. I saw a dude walking down the highway with a fucking good. He was looking homeless as shit, but he had a
Was it me?
guitar on his back. No, I want you. But
A
he,
guitar.
okay,
A guitar.
when I see you, you got when I see you, Dan, you got fucking Indian garbs and fucking Eskimo mittens and
Eskimo
shit.
hat.
You got Eskimo mittens on. Wear Eskimo mittens on and shit. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
look,
And look,
Chico,
Dan, look. When I tell cats, I be like, yo, you know him? I be like, yeah, man, we grew up together. He was like, they look at me. I thought you grew up in Chavis Site. I said, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did too.
I did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Exactly. Look, so close-minded.
I know the last time I saw one of y'all, I wasn't sure if it was you or your brother, you know, that other nigga. And
Yeah.
one of y'all had some infused. What was it? Was it infused hummus or was it infused?
Infused hummus.
Yeah,
I was with you.
infused
I was with
hummus.
you.
Exactly.
I was with you
It
that day.
infused
Where was that at?
hummus.
An art? Was that at an art?
The art gallery. Yeah, we
Yep,
went to go.
it's
Yeah,
an
we
art
went to go see.
gallery. Exactly.
Yeah, we went to go
I think
see
I was
Dre's
there.
joint. Yeah, you was there.
Yep.
He was
You
with
were
me.
there.
You was with me. You was with me. Yeah, we went to go see Dre's joint. Yeah, he was like, he pulled that shit out like Inspector Gadget. Like, yo,
Exactly. Out of
he said,
nowhere.
what's that? Yeah, I said, what's that? He was like, yo,
Who
you should
keeps
try
hummus
this.
in
He
their
was like,
pocket?
yeah, exactly. He's like, yo, you should try this. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's hummus. I was like, who has hummus in their pocket? Like in his, you know what I'm saying, in his pouch. I said, what the fuck?
Exactly. Pouch.
In his pouch. So he pulls the hummus out. You know what I'm saying? I take the crack and I'm eating the hummus, right? Yo, I'm telling you, I'm fucked up in like 15 minutes. I'm like, wow, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I am gone.
Chico.
You know what I'm
Chico,
saying?
check it out. Chico, I gotta find out where I got that from. Infused. I was probably high as I could be.
I thought you was joking.
Eating hummus out of nigga pocket.
Exactly. That's my fault. That's my fault.
That's your fault.
Hummus out. Look, I thought it was some throwback shit. You know how back in the day you used to get weed and people just pick it out of their pocket and then they have it in their bag. He just pulled out hummus. He was like, boom, here's some hummus. I was like, what the fuck? And look, if it wasn't for Dre's event, I wouldn't have crackers. I was scared to ask where the crackers were. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to ask.
Weed coming out of somebody's pocket is one thing, but hummus coming out of a nigga pocket.
But
it's the
Daniel,
consistency, Rob. It's the consistency.
But Daniel, the beautiful thing about that night and that experience, that was the night that Straight to Tape started.
It
Sure was.
That was
Sure
the
did.
night. That was the night.
Yeah,
this
that was the
platform
night.
started. That was
Yep,
the night this
sure was.
platform started.
Oh no. Okay.
This is Dre's shirt. This is Dre's shirt.
No, I know it is.
Shouts out to Andre Leon Gray.
Well, yeah, God there, brother. I mean,
That's
I
how
ain't
deep
seen
it
Dre.
go,
I ain't
yo.
seen Dre in a while.
What?
Is he
Yo, he's in
resident?
He's in Charlotte
He's
right
at
now.
residency in
Yeah, he got a
Charlotte.
residence in Charlotte right now. We really got to go up there and see him,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Really gotta go.
exactly.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
But if
But
we
look,
do something with our festival, I would love to have y'all involved. Yo, that'd be great.
Word. Word.
Look, involve like a side stage live podcast. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about
That'd be
that for
awesome.
real.
We
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk it.
I'm down. I'm
Let's
down.
do it.
Yes,
When is
yeah.
when is the Philly Festival?
What's that?
When's the date? What are the dates for the Philly Festival?
That's gonna be the 10th.
Okay.
That's
Let's
that's
see here.
Thursday.
Let's see you later.
And yeah, and then I think one is gonna be April. Next one's gonna be in April sometime. But we'll be posting them up.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, look, definitely get up on that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Electric Revolution. It is out now. Cop it, support, look, and definitely listen and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to have the homie Daniel Chavis in the house with us. And shouts out to Danny Chavis, aka that other nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I was walking down the street last year. Someone goes, Danny. I kept walking. I was like, I said, okay. He turn around. They go, oh, you're not Amy. I went, no, I'm Daniel. And they go, what? You're twins? I went, yeah. Always gets them. Always gets them.
I mean, and look, which is crazy because you're on stage with each other. So
yeah, motherfuckers.
You know.
Yeah, that motherfuckers.
I've never seen y'all together before.
Worst gig ever.
Right.
But look, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Chavis, Veldt,
y'all.
thank you for coming through.
Thank
Come
everybody
back
out there. Appreciate
again
Yeah, man.
soon, my
Thomas,
brother. Soon.
Candace, Cecil, everybody, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're welcome. See ya.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Bro, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, man.
Woo, man.
Childhood
man,
friends,
man,
bro.
man,
Childhood
man,
friends, bro. Y'all
man,
y'all don't
man.
even know, bro. I was like, that was like two-tone Lee's Tico, bro. That was like two-tone Lee's.
Two-tone Lee's, Tico.
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
corduroys with the
yeah,
thick
with
weft.
the corduroy with the exactly. When I walked, you just heard me walking. It sounded like zippers running down the street. Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. Yo, man, look, I love it when we have a fun show like that. I especially love it when we have, just a energetic and funny guests like that, man. It's beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking a trip with us. Thank you for taking that journey with us. Now, on to another journey, Otico.
Yes.
Do you have anything weird for us today?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh wow.
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Tico's Theater of the
Weird. Super weird.
Shit gets me every time. Yo. So, let me ask you a question. I'll leave this to the panel, okay? I don't know. That right there is weird in itself. The music, whatever's going on.
That was weird as shit.
That's just weird as shit.
I
But
don't
let
know
me
who put
ask
that
you.
banner up there.
Yeah.
Whoever's running the banner.
Shut up.
Smack the
Fucking
Shut
shit
up.
out of
Anyway,
it.
shut up.
Very weird.
Stupid ass. Whoever's running the banners.
Oh, man, just shut up, okay? You're like, y'all don't make motherfucking mistakes. Shut up!
Whoever's running the banners, fucking
That's that
idiot needs to.
that
Whoever
weird
that
shit.
is.
Yeah.
Hurry up. I'm ready to go to bed.
Go ahead,
That's-
Tico. Go ahead.
Very, very light skinnedness of you. Thank you.
We went a whole hour without any colorism. Shut up. Go ahead.
Look, man. If I
I
took
got
a
my hair
picture,
spiked.
see, if I took a picture, if I took a picture of you, right,
Mhm.
and you posted that picture that I took of you, would you be mad?
Depends on what the picture is of.
Did you tag me? I mean, what?
Well, this is what I found is weird. This guy named, I think his name is Al Pereira. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's suing Nas right now. He's suing Nas for what? A picture that Nas had posted on IG of him and Tupac. So Al had took this picture and had he's like I guess a famous photographer, and he's suing him for using his licensed work without his permission.
Is it like a cell phone picture?
No, it's like a black and white. It's like an old black and
like
white of him and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? You know how paparazzis take pictures. You know what I'm saying? I guess he was paparazzi or whatever. And he's also done this with Kyle and Kendall Jenner. Done that with them two
Kylie
also.
and Kendall.
Yeah, those whatever the KKs, whatever. So yeah, he did it with them also. Like you take a picture, like let's say for example, we all took a picture at Knife Wonder's event, right? Now we didn't even take the picture, like we just happened to be in the shot. Bow. You know what I'm saying? It's a famous shot, like Knife Wonder and Erykah Badu in the forefront, and we in the back, like blah, And so then we just like, right. And so it's like in the source or whatever. And so I'm like, yo, look at me. I was at this party. There I am in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Me, Keisha, and blah blah blah. But then the photographer, or whoever was like, "Yo, that's my work. I'm going to sue you for using my work." How do you feel about that? How do y'all feel about that?
I
But it's like
believe in the
likeness, right?
protection. Well, I also believe in the protection of intellectual property. So there's
Mhm.
got to be a balance there somewhere.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
we've
was
had
a
our
copyright
intellectual property stolen, and it wasn't a
exactly?
whole.
Several times over.
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
But that's your
So like,
likeness, though, right?
yeah, it is your likeness. But if I took your likeness in such, if I'm a photographer and I took your likeness, it's just like they put the damn watermark across the professional pictures or whatever. That's it is your likeness. It is. There's
Right.
no denying that. But I took that picture in such a way that made you want to covet it,
Mhm.
it, and use
Covet.
it, covet, my precious. But no, I mean, there's there's
It's a thin line, right? It's a thin
Yeah,
line,
very
right?
Yeah,
thin line.
yeah.
There's a very thin line,
fair.
and especially with all these, like, I took some dope pictures at this fucking show,
Right.
and yeah, I took some dope pictures at the show, and I'll be looking for them, even though I took them with my iPhone. It was my eye. I actually, it was my eye. I actually
Took the picture.
I wasn't just I wasn't just snapping pictures.
Snapping pictures.
I
You were
intentionally took the pictures that I took.
right.
Right.
2 or 3 of them. I intentionally took those pictures. So, there's a very thin line. I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit, yo.
No, that's right.
That's
Exactly.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so it's definitely a thin line. Because if
Yeah.
you were like, if you took some drone footage and somebody else took it, like you posted it and somebody else took it and used it to make money off of,
Right.
then because and
But
especially
no, but okay,
with
but nobody's making. I get that part. I understand that part. But the thing is, I just happened to look and see a picture of me, like us, like I said, like us chilling. Like, oh
Mhm.
snap, we were at this event, Ninth One and Erica Badu up
But
in the forefront.
they're
were in
more
this picture.
famous than us.
But what if we
So-
were? But what if we were? But what if we were at that status where, you know what I'm saying? But it was an
No,
old
but
ass flick.
the guy that took the picture isn't as famous as Nas and whoever else was in the picture. So if Nas used that picture, then it's a whole clicks and likes for money game nowadays on Instagram and other social media platforms. So I get it. I completely get it. Because you're using my property. Just pay me $200 and go on about your business. Like,
Keep it
just
pushing.
don't steal my picture that I took and I posted. You stole it, and then you're gonna post it on your page and get more traffic. Which
It's
means
funny,
more
man.
money.
Yeah, it's crazy because people do that on social media all the
All
All
the
the
time.
time.
So I
All the
feel
time.
like-
all the fucking time.
I try to
I
give
mean,
people credit though.
And it
I
could be
kinda
somebody's
leave
video.
that thing up under. Yeah, I kind of like trying to leave their
Right,
tag up under there so they'll know,
right.
like, I'm not trying to fucking take their
Steal
shit.
your shit.
Yeah, right.
Some people will crop out your whole damn name. It
Yeah,
could be a
yeah.
video. It could be a
Yeah.
video that you took with
Yeah.
your phone and posted, but somebody will take your whole shit and screen cap it or screen record it and post it as their own. And I have seen people take entire captions, you know what I mean, and retype them in their caption as if it was their intellectual
I do,
property.
I do.
Mm.
I
Right.
actually know somebody that's in
There's
my
a
friends list
couple
that
of
that
people,
does that stupid shit.
I
It's still on your friends
Google
list?
them shits, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like Charlie Danza said that shit back in 2011. You posting it like it's your idea that you woke up this morning in your head with.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Well,
that's
Yeah.
outside of the gray area. That's just not right. But you
You
should
gotta-
you should give people their dues.
respect the IP.
Yep.
Yep. And that's what all it really boils down to. Respect the IP. Okay.
So what is it? But
And-
hey, is that the NFT shit?
No,
We'll
intellectual
talk about that.
property.
No, I'm just talking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We're
The
not
whole
getting into
NFT, but it's not. It's not that. We'll talk about that
we're
later.
already late. We're not talking about
Yeah, we'll
NFTs.
talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Tico will take you down a rabbit hole in a heartbeat.
We ain't going down a rabbit. Once we get to
No rabbit hole
Tico's
today.
theater, the weird rabbit
That is the
holes
rabbit hole.
are closed. Okay,
Right.
exactly. That's the rabbit hole. Okay,
Rabbit holes
You
are
know,
closed.
Only if I lube it right.
Keisha,
Key,
we need you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
You're
Merce,
welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm not going to have my normal inspirational verse today. I just have to go over the things that actually fucking affect the gas price, okay? Because
Mhm.
sick of y'all out here, blaming, and it's happened with every single presidency that I can remember, unless the president damn commandeers and passes a law that directly affects any of these 5 things on this list I'm about to give you. The president has nothing to do, or maximum, very little to do with the fluctuation in the gas prices at any given point in time. So are y'all listening?
President
Listen,
Biden jacked up the gas
Listen,
price.
trouble.
If you took macro and microeconomics in school, you will know that the gas price is primarily affected by what?
The president.
Supply and demand.
Fuck you, Tico. Supply and demand. If the supply is low and the demand is high, what's going to happen?
The president's not going to get elected.
Prices are going to go up.
Thank you, Rob. Fuck you, Tico. The price is going to go up. Okay.
I paid attention when Stringer Bell went to class at community college on the wire. I paid attention.
Yes.
Damn it.
The second thing is the actual quantity of oil that is on hand. Now, here's where the president can come into, because the president can't affect how much oil in the world, because we are a global economy. Okay. We're global economy. We get our oil from Saudi Arabia, who didn't call Joe Biden back this week.
And Texas.
However, the president ain't got nothing to do with that.
And Texas.
Yeah. So the quality of the oil also. So if you got Jet Clampett oil and you need Abu Dhabi oil, then that is going to affect the price of gas. Okay. The fourth thing. Nope, I'm gonna leave that room for last. The fourth thing is market investments in oil and gas drilling. So the investors, the people that so everybody now, the whole, I'm not going to call it a trend, but it seems to be kind of trendy right now, is everybody's investing in different stocks and different companies that affects the price of gas.
That's
Or
me.
price of oil, which affects the price of gas, right?
That's me.
The last thing, and this is the biggest of this list of 5 things, is
Tico invest in stocks, y'all. Pay attention.
speculation.
Exactly.
Because of what's going on in Russia, with Russia and the Ukraine. Russia is a huge, they're second in the world for oil production, crude oil production, which is used to produce gasoline in the world, next to Saudi Arabia. But guess what? The actual factual United States doesn't get a whole lot of oil. Not enough to make us jump 40 fucking cents a day.
Barely 20%.
Yeah. We don't get hardly any gas. But when in those investors that are investing in the stocks of companies, drilling companies, oil companies, they hear, okay, Russia produces crude oil, and crude oil produces gasoline, and they get all up in arms. They start selling all of that stock. Guess what happens? The fucking gas price goes up. So it's not Biden. Okay? It's not Trump. It wasn't Obama. It wasn't Clinton. It wasn't Bush. It wasn't Bush. It wasn't Carter. It wasn't Reagan. It wasn't
sure
Harry
hell was.
fucking Truth.
Tico,
Truman.
chill.
It wasn't. It's not. The president doesn't have any real control over the gas prices. So stop your fucking shit. Good night.
I say that. I say that to back you up, Key, on some real shit. Is that the reason why they do have a little bit to do with it? Because it's awful funny. Like all this shit that pops off is always a fucking war.
No,
No, there's
there was
always
no
a war.
No, the gas
When?
prices spiked during both Biden. I mean, not Biden,
Mhm.
Obama. The
Yep.
gas prices have spiked nearly
On a constant.
every presidency for the
Yeah.
last 5 presidents, dude. The president doesn't have anything to do with that shit. And Daniel, can you put Daniel's comment up there? His last comment.
Rob.
It
This
is
one right here?
time. It is no, the next to last one. Then it is time for these multi-trillion-dollar oil companies that are based in the United States to take a fucking L for the well-being of the U.S. economy. Like gas is going to be fucking $6 and y'all still rolling in the dough. They're not like they're doing, and this is with any company. They'll do anything they can to not lose their profit margin. It's time for them to commit to sit this one out so that people can fucking get to work and make the money that is needed to maintain what little bit of economy we fucking have at this point. But nobody ever talks about that shit. Nobody. Like BP, sit the fuck down and take a little hit because y'all got it, right? We don't have it. I mean, whatever, but we don't have it. The American people don't have $5 a gallon to pay when they have to drive in this area, especially 30 miles to get to work and 30 miles back. We don't have it. So if gas companies would take the L just for a little bit, I promise you fucking get it back.
Exactly.
Not now, but you'll get it back.
Key, that was a verse well spit.
Thanks.
Right, that was a verse well spit.
Tico's ass.
But anyway. Yo, big man.
I mean, there's some interesting comments still coming through about that, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's real talk, man. I like that. Let's talk
I'm
about
curious.
Does capitalism make room for L's?
No,
since when have corporations taken an L for people?
Never.
Right.
Have you lived in America? Rich people don't give a shit about poor people.
Absolutely. Until those people are like, I ain't got no gas money, so I'm gonna have to stay at home. I can't work today. Especially now, since the government is pushing, not pushing, but expressing that they would like people to go back into the office. Motherfucker, with what gas? What how am I gonna get to work? Especially in the area that doesn't have the infrastructure for public transportation. How the fuck am I gonna get to work?
Like if we had that rail station like we supposed to have, you know what I'm saying, back in the day,
that died.
You know what I'm saying? I would say okay. I wouldn't even like take my car. I would take the train and and go to work.
I was looking forward. I was looking forward to jumping on the light rail and going to the Triangle to my job. Okay, but that's dead. All right,
that is the stupidest. I'm sorry, it's absolutely ridiculous that this area does not have a light rail. I mean, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the entire fuck. That's so stupid.
We should have Triangle light rail that goes to Triad. Like there's an extension to Triad. That's an extension to Charlotte. Like there's no reason why we don't.
Look, let me tell y'all. Y'all knew that shit. Y'all knew that shit wasn't gonna happen when that motherfucker they said, fuck these new buses. I'm gonna give your ass an old ass trolley instead of trying to put a damn old motherfucker,
yo. I don't know, and I don't know if I want to be on a light rail that long going to Greensboro. Okay, I don't know.
I mean, not necessarily the light rail going to Greensboro, but there should be we should be able to easily and fairly cheaply get from the Triangle to the Triad to Charlotte. Like it doesn't have to
especially
be
especially we got all these old ass tracks.
Right. We should be able to easily and cheaply get there.
Let's stop acting
Let's get active.
Let's stop acting like we are thinking like we are North Carolina back in the 80s. This is a different era. This is a different era. This is more people in the area. I'm sorry, a light rail would have helped. I don't see where that would have been a waste. I'm sorry. Okay?
I don't understand that either.
I don't
I
understand
really
it.
don't.
Okay.
Not in this sprawling area, man. It's I
No.
mean it's
Yeah.
enough, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
there easily could be a
Yeah.
light rail out here, man.
Right.
Come
And
on.
with regentrification, the people that actually work in the city are being pushed out of the city. So that makes the importance of this increase in gas price even more important shit, that
Right.
they have to drive from
Right.
not past Zebulon, like
Right.
almost into Nash County, because that's where they can fucking afford to live. My house has increased in price 45% since I moved here in 2019. That shit is dumb. I'm happy for it, but I can't be too happy, because if I sell the shit,
Where
I'm
you
not
gonna
going to
go?
have nowhere to
Where to
live.
go? Exactly.
I don't have anywhere to go. I can't capitalize. It's a false profit to me, because I don't
Right.
have anywhere else to go if I sell this house and then decide to move somewhere else.
Right.
However, the people that aren't fortunate or wealthy enough to own a home, they're one. I am the admin of a Raleigh Black Moms group. There are constantly women in that group looking for apartments, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, affordable fucking 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Those shits go for minimum, if it's somewhere you actually want to live, on the low side, right? 14 fucking $100 a month. But
Yep.
wages aren't keeping up with that. And then you add on top of it fucking $5, and that's out in like past Briar
Yeah.
Creek,
Yep.
or into Fuquay, or Apex, or like nope, not Apex or
Nope.
Fuquay, because those are
Nope.
skyrocketing. But
Skyrocketing over there.
further out in the outskirts, like Chastain, and all out in the outskirts of Wake County, but you work near downtown Raleigh, or you work off Six Forks Road, or you work in RTP. How the fuck are you gonna pay $5 an $5 a gallon to commute? Our
Where
area
you were.
isn't set up for that.
This is
LA can handle higher gas prices, right? Because they have a commuter system in place. New York can handle a high gas price because they have a commuter system in place. Even if they rate DC, Atlanta, we ain't got that. We don't have that here.
but see,
So with
Keith,
the housing prices and gas prices, yo,
but Keith,
we're not gonna
but
make it.
it's like I said before. The pandemic was nothing but a test run for everything. Test run for the police, whatever happened during that time. It was a test run for whatever was going on. This right here was nothing but a test run. Because if you sit up here and you out here in these outskirts and you can't make it, then it's like, okay, we can work from home. A lot of people can work from home. So then, bam, you can work from home, but you're going to take this pay cut. Are you willing to take this pay cut to work from home?
Right.
If not, then you got to pay that ass gas to get your ass to work.
Right.
It's the game, son. It's the game.
Yeah. Before we go
Interesting
down that
conversation.
yeah, very, very interesting conversation.
Y'all are
Before
cooking
we
in the
go,
comments.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead,
big
Keith.
time, big time, yo, big shouts out to well, you know something? I ain't even gonna say shout out to the comment section because, yo, big man,
I got it, man. What was your thought, though? I want you to use about to say something. Finish your thought.
I'm
you
sorry.
okay? Nah. All I was gonna say was, no, we ain't gonna go down this rabbit hole right now. But trust me, this is a discussion that is going to continue on straight to tape as long as prices are as high as they are. So let me go back. Yo, big man,
Yes, sir.
you know what time it is. You know this is my favorite part of the show. I need you I need you to show some love in the comment section.
All right, let's get right into it because it's getting late. But anyway, early on the check-in, the homie Paul Fitz. What's up, man? My man Champ in the building. Big C's. What's up, Raj, the Big Chief? That's the homie. Daniel, what's going on with you, bruh? We had Cherie on the check-in. We had Royce Laws. We had Candy, as usual, the homie Joe Biggs. Shout out to JFE Fan 97 on YouTube. Came through to support Daniel. Thomas Softlight as well. Anissa, what's up, girl? Also, Nisai in the building. In the reacts, my man Champ, Paul, Tanya T, Helena, Nadia Allen, Anissa, and Martha Lloyd. Big shout out to the homie Asim for sharing the stream. And hey, everybody feel free to share the stream, share the stream to your page and all that good stuff. And just thank you for supporting your favorite podcast, man. We love you and we out.
Thank you. Well, look, first off, guys, once again, another great show. This coming Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, we on the porch with our family from Front Porch Discussions. Shouts out to Joe. Yep, shouts out to Joe Biggs and the crew. So make sure you check us out this Thursday, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Okay.
Make sure Joe got them citronellas, man. Make sure Joe got them citronellas on that front porch, bro.
No
I heard he got skaters. I heard he got skaters out there, yo.
Yeah. So we're going to do our best to watch our language while we're on the show and respect our guests.
I ain't telling y'all. I'm just that's my mantra for the next few days.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, March the 12th. I want you to check out a new podcast called Questions You Didn't Ask. It's hosted by health equity advocate Naisha Frey. Okay, the first episode drops this Saturday on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. It's friend of the shows, and of course the show is produced by the collective mental of the best showrunner in podcasting, that being Felicia Rousseau and myself, C. Perry II. So
say hey, girl. Say hey.
You see, there she is, best showrunner in the business.
You got them curls popping tonight.
As always. So look, ladies and gentlemen, another great episode of Straight to Tape. And trust me, next Tuesday's episode of Straight to Tape, guess what? We're gonna have another great episode. We're gonna have a guest, yeah. But if you want to find out who that guest is going to be, of course we will be dropping that on our
fries, motherfucker.
You'll be dropping that on our social media platforms. So check
hard eyes, motherfucker.
So shut up. So
I need a biscuit from Rise.
Some pies, motherfucker.
Two thighs.
All rise, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, give me that flour, nigga. All rise, motherfucker. Give me that oil, bitch. Give me that oil, bitch. All fried, motherfucker.
For the, you know what? Fuck it. We out.